All right. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome. Happy Thursday, the 21st, 21 day here. 21 is my favorite number. Um, so it's always a solid day. Welcome to the live 365, day 500 and I don't know, 11, I think, something like that. They're here in Sherman, Maine. We're over at the house today. I had to get the electricians, let the electricians in, so not get them going. They know what they're doing, so doing a fantastic job. And panel change out should be complete today. So we feel pretty good about the systems that we've got going here. So good morning, Elizabeth from Natchez. How are you? Good to see you on YouTube. Kevin Hawthorne. The YouTube folks are carrying the day so far today. And there's Sherry Turner, first one in on Facebook. Good to see you. But yeah, the heat is gone. I had to throw the flannel back on this morning. But we got a good clear view of the mountain, and things are good. Good morning, Dad. Um, I'm wearing my special wrist braces today to try to calm down my hands a little bit, giving them some time. I've got today. It took yesterday and Tuesday pretty much off physically, and then today I'm tied up with coaching stuff all day, and calls and what have you and whatnot. And then tomorrow, getting together with my mother and Bailey. So I'm going to take that day off physically. And then thinking about just chilling out for the weekend and then seeing how Monday looks. So got to give it a little bit of a break if I want to get through the rest of the project and get things settled down. So can't be doing it with numb fingers and hands. So doing all the things, ice, elevation, ibuprofen, rest, braces, all the things. So anyway, battling back on that. So Marvin, good morning. Good morning, Roy Dahl. Yeah, and Rachel, what's happening? Good to see you guys in. Victor Anthony, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, so yesterday we went and got lights and plumbing fixtures and another toilet and shower stall enclosure thingy, one vanity cabinet. I need a couple more. So we've used the downtime, so to speak, as a good way to get things teed up. Unfortunately, our project is going to be a little bit affected by the fire at Robbins Lumber, which pales in comparison to what those people are dealing with. But we had literally just left Richardson's on the day of that fire and got a beat on ordering the pine, and then we heard about the fire. So unfortunately, it wasn't in that warehouse, but they're just taking a week to try to assess everything, and there's a lot of people that are affected by that. So anyway, whether we get pine on our ceiling or not is not a big deal compared to what everybody else is dealing with. So good morning, Dave Zemchek, Jess Novak. How are you? Good to see you guys. Well, we wrapped up a 10-day series yesterday, so it's always exciting when I start a new one. I was thinking about what I wanted to come to the table with for another 10 days and kind of continuing that dangerous theme. I wanted to share 10 hard truths about building a dangerous business. We talked about building a dangerous you, okay? Some things and observations I've seen over working with contractors and business owners, things that I see, patterns I spot. So I'm going to share some of those over the next 10 days. The first one I'm calling your business is mirroring you. Okay. So if you don't think people are watching, you wrong. Okay. Some hard truths I'll share over the next 10 days. One of them is that your business is kind of becoming a mirror of you. When you look in at your business, it's like looking in the mirror. Okay. Whether if you're chaotic, business is chaotic. Inconsistent, same thing. Lack of communication, emotional swings, procrastination, weak follow-up, some of the things that we've been talking about, right, for the last several days. The culture, right? Most of it traces back to leadership, right? Great book to read is Extreme Ownership, right? It goes along with this. So, and it's not because you're a bad person, right? But it's because most businesses always take on the personality of the owner, right? It makes me think of all the businesses that went to by appointment only during COVID, but then stayed with it after COVID. It was like, I don't know. I mean, dude, you got a showroom, right? Well, we're by appointment only because that was easier for us. And all of a sudden, the onus of the customer experience goes on to the customer. And that's where I think sometimes we get it wrong. Okay. So, I mean, if getting back to what I was talking about, if your business feels heavy or chaotic or reactive and inconsistent, the first place to look is that big kind of reflective thing on the wall called the mirror. So that's what we're talking about today. But I want to welcome you guys, and some of you guys just jumped in, and I'm going to be sharing 10 hard truths about building a dangerous business over the next 10 days. Not another, motivational series, rah, rah, that kind of stuff, but more about leadership realities and things that I've, observations that I've had from coaching contractors and business owners, and practical truths about growth, leadership, development, ownership, that kind of thing. Not theory, all right? Just patterns, things that I've seen. I like to stay in my lane, and not try to be talking about things that I haven't experienced. So this is that, things that I've seen over and over again. Okay. First and foremost, the businesses absorb the energy of the leader 100% all the time. Okay. Businesses are going to take on the standards, emotional patterns, urgency, discipline, attitude, communication style, organizational level of the owner. Simple as that. Okay. Like if the owner avoids hard conversations, the team typically is going to do that. If the owner runs late, 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late is acceptable, the team is going to run late. If the owner reacts emotionally to everything, the team's going to be emotional. Simple as that. Okay. If the owner changes direction constantly, chaos ensues, right? If the owner tolerates mediocrity, we got a weak culture where we're close enough is good enough. Okay. I want to talk about leadership leakage. Okay. We kind of unintentionally, as leaders, will unintentionally leak stress and fear and uncertainty, inconsistency into the business. We don't even know it. Like employees know when cash flow is tight, when leadership's uncertain, work's drying up, when standards are slipping, but when communication's weak. Good morning, Jameson Griffin. Yeah, they know. Employees know. Okay, you don't need to be fake positive. Okay, but you do need, as a leader, you do need that emotional steadiness, because if everybody's always peeling you off the ceiling, that's not a it's not a good situation. Your team doesn't need perfection from you. They do need stability. Okay, and your habits, the leader, the owner, the one driving the bus, your habits become company culture. Okay. You can have culture is not like the posters and the slogans and the core values on the wall. All that stuff's great, right? It's kind of, hey, this is what we stand for. But the culture, the actual culture, is the repeated behavior. Okay. How do you communicate? How do you handle pressure? How do you follow through? How do you show up? Right? And how do you treat people? Because eventually the team copies it. That's what's getting pushed out. Good morning, Dave Howard and Dave Brackett. All the Daves coming in now. Where's Dave Davis from Denver? Yeah, your culture is being built whether you build it intentionally or not, right? If you're a leader on a team, whether you're a business owner or not, if you're a leader on a team, your culture is being built by how you lead, good or bad. Okay. Good news is, if your business is reflecting you, then improving you improves the business. Am I wrong? No, I don't think so. So this means that leadership matters, right? Leadership matters, standards matter, discipline matters, emotional control matters, communication matters. All of it does. The moment you stop blaming the market, the employees, the economy, and the leads, you're going to become dangerous again. Well, things are dried up. It's slow. Gas prices are through the roof. Nobody wants to pay for a project, right? Just become dangerous. Stop blaming all that stuff and find a way around it. Good morning, Paul Tarasuk. So, guys, businesses mirror leadership, teams absorb energy, culture follows behavior, and ownership creates power. Right? What part of your business is currently reflecting something you need to improve? Well, Paul's always late. Maybe it is. I don't know. Paul, I'm just picking on you. Paul's probably on time. But if people feel that way, but yeah, Paul said he'd be there at 7, but hey, he's gonna text at 5 of and say that he's running a little bit behind, 30 minutes behind. Well, you knew that 30 minutes ago. So you're building your culture. Okay. So what's something that when you look in the mirror right now, what's something that you don't want transferred to your business? I hope that's not accurate, Paul. You were just the last name that popped up, so I was picking on you. Yeah, what do you see in the mirror when you look in the mirror? And if you want to, I was listening to I think it's the most recent one. I'm halfway through it. I've been trying to hit a podcast on the way over in the morning, but Andy Frisella and Ed Milet this morning. It might have just popped up yesterday, but it's the most recent one, I think. But they're just sitting down at Andy's place and shooting the breeze and having a cigar, talking about business and talking about success and talking about life, and it's just a great conversation. And I think those two guys would agree. When you look in the mirror and see the things that you see are going to get transferred to your business. Okay. So what part of your business is currently reflecting something you need to improve, something you see when you look in the mirror? Well, I don't need to get there at 7. The guys are going to show up. I had somebody tell me one time, if you have people that work for you, you need to beat them in, beat them there every day. They'll try to beat you, show up 15 minutes earlier the next day. Right? It's that movie Heartbreak Ridge, I think I've said that before. So, yeah, guys, this is, I hope this is helpful today. I want to kick off this series about 10 ways to build a dangerous business. We talked about building a dangerous you. And your mirror does truly reflect you and all the things that the traits and the habits and disciplines that you bring to the table, or it lacks the ones that you don't. Okay. Again, we work on this inside the Edge Live. I've had a few of you guys reach out to me in the last couple of days for more information on the Edge Live community. Paul Tarasuk is in there. He's one of our guys. Jess is in there. Dave Zemchek is part of our crew. This is the part of the stuff that we work on inside. Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Right. Yeah, I know you're going through a tough spell right now. I know that. We're thinking of you, man. I'm glad you're jumping in. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, it's not surface level like motivation either. Okay, real conversations about leadership happen in the Edge Live community, business ownership, standards, conduct, how you show up, but for yourself, but for your employees, execution, and just building something intentional. Okay, so if you're serious about growing a business, being a leader, building something that's going to stick, check out the Edge Live. I don't know anybody that has been super successful that just did it alone, right? Maybe a few, but at some point you need a little somebody to lean on. I was listening to Ed and Andy today. It's funny when Andy goes on Ed's podcast, they bleep out all the MFers and all that, right? So things like beep, beep, right? And because Ed doesn't curse on his show and Andy does, but I just thought it was funny. But here's these two guys, that have come together in business. And Andy says to Ed, he goes, he doesn't have a lot of people that really understand him. His brother wanted, but he says to Ed Milet, he goes like, dude, if I didn't have you, I'd go freaking crazy, because he gets him. They get one another. So get around people that understand you, understand what you're going through. Good morning, Mark Bunker. People, speaking of great dudes and people that understand you, that have been through it. Get around those guys, whether it's in the Edge community or not. Get around them. Get those people in your life. Okay, and take a look at who you are spending time with that maybe need to throttle down a little bit. Okay, if your business feels chaotic, you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see reflecting back that also reflects on your business. jump in the Edge Live. We'd love to have you. So, guys, I appreciate you jumping on this every day. We're making great progress here at the project, even though I'm having to wear these things. But I'm giving myself a few days through the weekend, I think, of really light duty. Maybe just driving the tractor, that kind of thing. We're making good progress with getting materials here and everything, and I'm looking forward to, we're pretty well done the demo and the going backwards. We've gone forward with electrical rough-in and plumbing rough-in and that kind of stuff. We've got the house stocked with a bunch of materials now, so we're getting there. We're getting there. So making good moves. The deck is complete, but I look back at the number of things I've done with my hands in the last month, and every single thing that I've done here has required a high level of ripping and tearing and twisting and turning, lifting and pushing and slamming and banging. Maybe you don't need to go at it quite as hard as I do, but that's how I'm wired. So, and I was listening to Ed and Andy today on that podcast, and Andy was talking about that. He's like, entrepreneurship's not for everybody. And he goes, I'm honestly just wired for it, wired for the abuse. And so I kind of feel the same way. When I get into something, I got two speeds, on and off. We're either going to do it or we're not. And I think Wendy's got a little bit of an eye opener here since we started about what I'm all about when it comes to both wanting to accomplish something and being a little bit competitive, but also going at a task and eliminating it in a violent way at times. But we're getting it done. My mother often jokes that brute force and ignorance are the answer to everything. So sometimes we go the brute force and ignorance route, but we got to tone it down a little bit. I don't have four hands, so and I'm gonna bring in a little bit of assistance too. I think Zach's gonna come up and give me a hand on the windows when those come in. So I can't do everything myself. It's not really conducive to a healthy environment. So, Adam, I've had surgery twice, a game changer. Yeah, I'm hoping not to have to do that, Adam. I've had enough surgeries. Come on, man. So yeah, I bet it is. So, you went to a keyboard to all in black and to swinging a hammer. You did. I didn't ease into it. Yeah, right. Off the couch, so to speak. Right. So I'm not 25 anymore, bunker. It's okay. But in keeping with my theme of being transparent and letting you guys know what's going on and not hiding from anything, I'm wearing some braces. Wore these all night. I think what happens is I kind of sleep and I pack my hand kind of under my chin and pillow or whatever, and I think like normally that's probably okay, but throw in a major remodel and it probably exacerbates it and kind of fires it up. Yeah, exactly. Rub some dirt on it. It's good, man. I told Wendy, basically, the only two questions are, the question isn't whether things are going to get done. The question is only whether I'll be in pain while doing it. So that's all that remains to be seen. So takes care of everything. Rub some dirt on it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, carpal tunnel surgery I have in 2 weeks. Yeah, Jace, that sucks. But the electrician that's working here, he saw me wearing these and he held his hands up and he's got two scars here. And he said, I wear those things that you're wearing every night. So it's good. I throw these on and the CPAP mask and I look like a friggin' transformer. Laying there in bed going, what the heck, man? Is this really what life is now? Oh, well, if you can't laugh at it, whatever. I spend plenty of time laughing at other people, so I guess I can laugh at myself. So anyway, guys, have a great day. Do something good for someone else. Thanks, Jace. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for sharing this out, guys. A lot of you guys have been sharing this, so I appreciate it. Somebody is going to be the 400th subscriber on YouTube today. Guys, help a brother out, will you? I've been sitting on, you guys got me sitting on $3.99. Come on, bracket, subscribe, something. Yeah, age is awesome. So, oh, well. Anyway, guys, got things to do, places to go, people to meet, things to dominate. I hope you do as well. I'll talk to you tomorrow, same time, same station. All right, guys, I'm out. I love you. We'll see you. Bye-bye.